Imagine being born into a body that looks like a cartoon but feels like a medical experiment. That's your entire existence. But it wasn't always like that. Your story starts out fine. 2,000 years ago in China, you were a palace dog. You lived in silk robes, hung out with emperors, ate better than most humans. And you actually had a decent body. Longer nose, bigger lungs, fewer problems. You weren't running marathons, but at least you could breathe without sounding like Darth Vader on life support. But humans can't leave well enough alone. The ancient royals thought, you know what would be cute? Smaller nose, bigger eyes, a tail that curls like a pastry. They wanted a living teddy bear. And since nobody was around to tell them, hey, maybe don't mess with skull shapes, they went ahead and did it. Fast forward a few centuries, and breeders in Europe doubled down. They turned you into the ultimate lap accessory, tiny, wrinkled, flat-faced, and photogenic. Congratulations, you're the luxury handbag of the dog world. But here's the problem. Every adorable trait came with a hidden tax. The flat face, breathing problems, the curly tail, spinal deformities, the big eyes, constant risk of falling out, the wrinkles, built-in infection traps. So yeah, being a pug means you were bred for looks, not life. You didn't evolve, you got redesigned. Think of yourself as the dog version of high heels, stylish, attention-grabbing, and guaranteed to hurt the one wearing them. From royal dog to Instagram toy. After China, you got exported like luxury goods. Europe in the 1500s took one look at you and said, perfect. A dog that looks fragile enough to match our furniture. Suddenly, you're living in Dutch paintings, sitting on velvet pillows, and becoming the it dog for nobility. By the 1800s in England, Queen Victoria herself had a collection of pugs, and when a queen likes something, everyone else wants one too. Breeders started exaggerating your features to make you more distinct. Shorter muzzle, rounder head, tighter curl in the tail. Basically, they kept hitting the cute button until your body broke. And then came the 20th century. This is when dog shows locked in the breed standards. A rule book was written for how a pug should look, not how it should live. Judges didn't care if you could breathe properly, as long as your face was flat enough to tick their boxes. Longer nose? Disqualified. Straight tail? Faulty. Health? Optional. But humans weren't done. Enter the 21st century and the rise of Instagram, TikTok, and celebrity culture. Suddenly, you're not just a pet, you're a content machine. Snorting, cute. Wheezing, viral. The internet turned your medical symptoms into entertainment, and that's the real downgrade. You went from sitting beside emperors and queens to sitting in a pumpkin costume for Halloween photos. From royal courts to Instagram filters, the evolution of a pug isn't survival of the fittest. It's survival of whatever looks cute enough for likes. Inside the pug body. Okay, let's pop the hood on a pug and see what's going on inside. The first thing you notice is the skull. It's flat, not just cute flat, but squished like someone sat on it, flat. Scientists call it brachycephalic. Sounds fancy, but it basically means your face has been pushed inward so far, your airways are like drinking straws bent in half. That's why you sound like a broken accordion every time you breathe. Now, because your nose is so short, your soft palate, that flap in the back of the throat, doesn't fit properly. It's too big for the space it's crammed into, which means every breath is like dragging air through a clogged vacuum. Some pugs collapse after a short walk not because they're lazy, but because they're literally suffocating. Then there are the eyes. They're huge, adorable for selfies, sure. But they bulge so much they barely fit in the sockets. That's why a sharp sneeze or a rough bump can actually make a pug's eyeball pop out. Imagine living with that risk daily. Your eyes aren't just windows to the soul. They're loose change waiting to fall out of your head. Wrinkles? Yeah, those folds around your face are basically 5-star hotels for bacteria. Unless a human is wiping you down constantly, you're a walking infection magnet. Cute rolls for Instagram, stinky skin problems for reality. The tail? That curly corkscrew isn't just a fashion statement. It's a mild spinal deformity. In severe cases, it can twist nerves and cause pain. Your tail is literally your backbone saying, I quit. And let's not forget the heat problem. Dogs cool off by panting, but when your airways are messed up, you overheat like a phone left in the sun. That's why pugs can die in hot weather faster than almost any other breed. So the inside of a pug is basically a biology textbook of design flaws. Breathing, compromised, eyes, hazardous, spine, bent, skin, infected. And all of this is wrapped in a body that was engineered, not evolved. Being a pug isn't just uncomfortable. It's like living in hard mode while looking like a plush toy. Designed for display, not survival. Pugs aren't just pets anymore. They're a design template, a living brand. Generations of selective breeding have baked aesthetic preferences into their DNA, often at the expense of function. Modern breed standards don't reward health. They reward exaggeration, flatter face, tighter curls, rounder skull, bulkier eyes. Each feature is like a line in a recipe titled, "How to Break a Dog Gently." Breathing issues? Baked in? Skin folds? Great for photos, terrible for hygiene. The tail? A twist of the spine. And the eyes? Basically waiting to eject. And it's not just sad, it's legally questionable. In 2022, Norway ruled that breeding pugs with these traits violated animal welfare laws. A major European court literally declared your existence unethical. That's how bad things have gotten. And if nothing changes, the modern pug could be facing extinction, or, optimistically, another redesign, this time, to undo the damage. Living the struggle. So what does all that actually feel like? To live in that body? Imagine waking up with your throat half closed, trying to breathe through a crumpled straw, eyes too big to blink comfortably, skin folds itching constantly, and your back quietly screaming through your curled tail. That's your Monday. And every other day. You don't walk so much as waddle and wheeze. The park is a danger zone. The sun is your enemy. A staircase might as well be Mount Everest. You're not inactive by choice. Your body just can't keep up. A short burst of excitement can knock you flat. Playing fetch? Sure, but make sure there's a vet nearby. And when you sleep, it's loud. Not because you're relaxed, but because you're fighting for air even in dreams. It's not laziness. It's not drama. It's just what happens when fashion overrides function. Why it sucks to be a pug. You were once strong enough to serve emperors, small enough to sit beside queens, and chill enough to nap through European wars. But across centuries, piece by piece, your function was sacrificed to fit a mold. Now, you're a dog that can't handle stairs. You struggle to sleep, eat, breathe, and run. You live with chronic issues, not because of bad luck, but by design. Humans created you for trends, and those trends outpaced your biology. They made you photogenic, at the cost of your comfort. They made you iconic, but removed your independence. So yes, it sucks to be a pug. Not because you're weak, not because you're broken, but because you were forced into a body that doesn't work, and then expected to act like everything's fine.